Continuing to catch up on highly requested Star Wars fan films. Today, Kenobi, a Star Wars fan film from the channel Jamie Costa. Before we hop into this reaction, I wanted to shout out Giant Panda King.
Whoa, wait. We're not gonna do my bit?
What bit?
Where you say, John, you're looking hot today, and then I say, not as hot as what's between the covers of Wookiee erotica.
No, I wanted to come from a more sincere place this time.
But I was feeling sexy.
Why are your nipples so big? We started getting to know the people behind Giant Panda King late last year. They're very sweet, great human beings. I'm really excited we get to partner up with them because I really mean it when I say they're taking fandom and creativity to another level.
Internationally, GPK is best known for The Empire Strips Back, which is their burlesque cabaret set in the Star Wars universe. I auditioned for it, and for some reason, Greg got the call back.
Are you really that surprised? Sincerity.
While the tour's been rescheduled due to the pandemic, you can still bring all that sexy Star Wars goodness home with Wookiee erotica.
Viewer discretion is advised for the next 10 to 15 seconds. No joke, we actually read both of these magazines cover to cover. These are modeled after classic 70s pinup mags, and the attention to detail in these things is nuts.
They've got classic pinups, centerfolds, erotic comics, jokes, party tips, and a whole lot more.
More women.
And men.
But it's not all sexy with GPK. They also sent us this incredible Gotham 19 to 1939 book. I read this whole thing in the matter of 2 nights. It takes the characters and mythology of Batman and reimagines them as part of Depression-era American history.
And honestly, if you go to their website, you'll see that this stuff is just the tip of the GPK iceberg.
So thank you, GPK, for sponsoring this video. I'll let you know once this pandemic is over if I'm still available to be in the burlesque show.
Hit that link in the description box and pin comment to check out all that Giant Panda King has to offer.
Wow.
Oh my.
Is this on location? It's like real, it's like, wow. Okay.
Help me. Why won't you answer?
Ooh. The music's already incredible.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here like, did they do a drone shot or is this all stock footage?
How long are you gonna keep this up? You know you watching over that boy is more of a threat than anything. Anyone knew you were here?
Uncle Owen?
Maybe. Owen Origins.
You think you're protecting him? You're putting him in danger, Ben. And not just him.
No one knows I'm here.
But they will. And they may not be able to connect the boy to you, but they could definitely connect you to him. You can't avoid the Empire the rest of your life.
Watch me.
The Empire doesn't know we're here. And they never will.
They're as foolish as your dead religion. It was just announced that the Empire's on the Outer Rim. The last transport leaves tonight. For Luke's sake, I hope you're on it.
Star Wars swing.
Love the lighting.
It's not the time.
love like the desolate, deliberate pacing. The way they do the focus.
Yeah. It's good glass they got on this. Oh. Oof. I hate sand. Gets everywhere.
Please.
Aw, is he getting rid of it? Is that a Tuscan? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, I need my lightsaber back.
It's the worst time and place.
Oh, those Raiders, man, they know how to sneak up.
Raider Nation. Ooh.
Wait, no, I need you to scan this. No, you're incorrect. Scan it again.
Jeez.
Luke! Can you help me find something?
Young Luke.
Owen?
What is it?
Or Root.
Troop transport. Stormtroopers.
I knew it. Hide the boy.
He looks so familiar, Uncle Owen.
Damn, they just left his lightsaber behind. Yeah, that looks great.
So cool.
That looks great.
Yeah.
Lars, Owen and Baru. Greetings on behalf of the Empire.
Where did they film this?
That's right, it's just Owen and I.
Just the two of you. You farmed his land all alone? That seems a bit much.
It is, but it keeps us busy. A lot of late nights.
I understand.
What is the point of all of this? A census? We never had that before.
It's for your own protection, I assure you. It's important to know who's coming and who's going.
We don't need an emperor out here. We're doing just fine.
Careful.
We don't need your protection.
Of course you don't. Until you do.
Don't shoot, he's just a child!
Now, I thought you said it was just the two of you. Who is he?
He's a...
Let's see some identification.
You don't need to see their identification.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Who are you? I'm the boy's uncle. Ran off on me again. Getting too big for me to keep up with. What of his parents? Dead, I'm afraid. Some time now.
Drinking money.
Don't I know you from somewhere? Not likely. Where are you from? We're just passing through. Huh. You're very good at avoiding questions. Search him!
Oh, I didn't think to hide the lightsaber.
Won that in a Pazak game. Not likely. We can go about our business. We are no concern to you. Come again.
Oh God.
We are of no concern to you.
Whoa. Oh, damn. Oh.
Owen. Oh no. Oh, cool.
Oh no.
Oh, is Luke gonna do something cool without realizing it?
Baby Yoda this.
See the baby Yoda of this?
Pocket sand.
Search your feelings. Nice. Ah, glorious nipple chills. Look how beautiful this is.
Yes.
Just watching the show.
He's got this.
Oh!
Imperial Fred Armisen is dead.
Is everyone all right?
He does sound like Ewan McGregor, man.
He'll be alright. We just need to get him home.
Are you all right?
I want Dad.
Ben. Thank you.
Of course. May the force be with you.
Oh.
Yes.
We're going to report back that your men were caught in a fight with Sand People, and that the records of this area are up to date, and that there is no interest here.
We were caught in a fight with Sand People. Our records are up to date. There is no interest here.
Daniel Craig
Now
played that
move along.
stormtrooper. I
know.
don't know if you guys know that.
All the stormtroopers are celebrity cameos.
And that you won't be needing your blaster.
I won't be needing my blaster.
Great job on using shots where you don't have to show the vehicles moving. Save yourself some money.
Some animation. Some proppage. Send it to Maz Kanata.
Well done.
Very well done. Dang.
Well done. That actor played Obi-Wan was great.
Yeah. Isn't he in some of the Collider ones? Doesn't he do Ewan McGregor on Collider?
Is that the same guy?
I think it is, yeah.
Really?
I think so, because I could be mistaken, but I know we've seen Jamie Costa do some deep fake or some impersonations in the past, I
Oh,
think.
that guy is Jamie Costa.
Yeah, I believe so.
Did
yeah.
not pick up on that.
Yeah. God. They get a good cast in this overall, though. Especially the Imperial guys.
Who did the music? The music was incredible.
Yeah, get to it, credits. The music was great,
The
though.
costume design was good too. Andrew Gerlicher? That's some kind of Star Wars name.
Yeah.
You know what I was happy about? Owen got a chance to shine. He got a chance to be a badass for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. All those Uncle Owen fans out there are going to be so happy.
Yeah.
Feel vindicated for all those years of fandom.
Seriously, though. He's like the stern uncle in A New Hope. Joel Edgerton plays him in Attack of the Clones. And it's like you see Joel Edgerton's version of Uncle Owen when Anakin goes back home to find his mom. And it's like Anakin's like badass Jedi, and there's Owen.
Yeah, it's funny because too, watching Kenobi Ben in this, he was reminding me of Joel Edgerton. Yeah, half the time.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I completely forgot he was in the prequels though.
You're going to enter geekdom match, John.
Oh, well, now
You
that's
don't
the
want to
key.
fight. If you get that question,
Star Wars is the one I'm most daunted about.
If you get that, what about Star Trek?
Star Trek, but I feel like I have more of an excuse not to know. Whereas like Star Wars, I'm like, I've seen all the films, so I have to be able to know. Whereas like Star Trek, there's so much there that is not
Yeah,
like
I know.
there's. I'll study Star Trek and I'll get some information there, but I won't feel as burnt by like missing some Star Trek than I would Star Wars.
You know what'll upset me?
What?
If you get that question on the Inner Geekdom, and I don't, and I get some other obscure Star Wars question, and I'm like, unbelievable. John only knows that because we had a discussion about this.
Look out. Thanks for helping me study.
Yeah.
Indiegogo.
Money well spent.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that's especially investing in like a short, like that's a, you know, a little bit of a risk investment. Not to, you know, say that, you know, you shouldn't have faith in the creative folks and stuff, but yeah.
Where did they shoot this though? Because I love that they went practical with it, like shooting on location specifically. I mean, there's like obvious shots where they had to hide certain key moments. Like you get the TIE fighters moving. I think at one point you see the Star Destroyer right in the background.
Yeah, through
but
smoke.
But you don't.
Obi-Wan, the Force will be with you. Always.
Is that Qui-Gon?
Definitely.
Qui-Gon.
Qui.
Is the correct pronunciation for it.
I used to think it was.
And that's why Liam Neeson didn't get a chance to return, because he's more like Lion Neeson. Okay, that's a stupid joke. Keep it in the video. Jamie Costa playing Ben Kenobi here, I thought was great, because in A New Hope, when Obi-Wan first encounters Luke Skywalker in the movie, he hears the name Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then the way Alec Guinness does his performance is like, Obi-Wan.
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time.
You could tell there's this idea that he has completely lost sight of that identity of the Jedi Obi-Wan. And has now just embraced this wandering nomad Ben Kenobi. And I love this short film for kind of being that middle ground point where he's a tortured soul. It's like Anakin's Darth Vader now. Yeah. He's stranded on this planet just looking after Luke Skywalker. And there's a lot that's being said through the eyes and the body language that I feel like an audience viewer like ourselves can pick up on or interpret at least. You know, he's like looking after Luke Skywalker, but there seems to be this sense of shame. He inherited Anakin as his Padawan. And then ultimately probably feels like he failed him. Yeah. Looking after Luke Skywalker, Owen and Beru not wanting anything to do with him, you know?
Kind of recommending that he get out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah. If anything, he's just more of a threat of just not feeling wanted and just being torn between worlds in some ways, a literal sense. What I loved about his performance, not that there's anything here necessarily in the script that says it, but I feel like Jamie Costa kind of had this portrayal of potentially like borderline suicidal. Someone who just wants to kind of give up on life. Like even when he casts away the lightsaber, I love that moment because he's having to make a choice there of how does he proceed. What I thought was cool about it from a storytelling perspective is there's an adventure here, but it's also like a mix of a tone poem and a slice of life, like an episodic moment in the in-between of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So I think that approach is great and focusing on this moment in his life, his identity slowly transforming, not just from the outside as a cover-up, but within, I think is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I mean, it had so much atmosphere, and going off of that point, you know, I really like that first scene in the cave between Ben and Owen because, yeah, you get that sort of nuance that there is like a tension being addressed in a roundabout way. Obviously, they're familial to some degree, but because, like, I know you're watching after our kid and everything, but yeah, all these concerns. And it felt like it really did a nice job of being within the Star Wars world. It's kind of like watching The Mandalorian. The way things move in are captured, a lot of the lensing and stuff. And I noticed too, it looked like they got some older lenses to use because you'll have some of those shots where the glass, especially on the edges, looks a little blurred and rounded out. Those look a lot more like older glass that you would have been using on those things. And then, yeah, just the conscientiousness of locations and how those were used. The location manager, whoever did that for this, is one of the biggest unsung heroes probably because it does really lend the credence and the production value, even though it's really just about kind of getting out into that middle of nowhere so you could do some shooting.
I love the poetry behind all of it. So much of it was just communicated within its tone. And I love the trope in any of these like samurai-esque storytelling of when warrior closes his eyes, just gets in tune with the senses and follows that and just leads with feelings. In terms of visual storytelling, it's great here. They have these little moments where he's trying to use the Force, like manipulate the mind or at least just pull what he needs to pull, but he's not able to fully get into it, so he has to get in tune with himself and in tune with the Force when he closes his eyes. So there's more meaning to it than just, you know, a badass sequence, you know, like it's an arc here. He's lost and now he's found himself again, and then somewhere along the line he gets lost again. You know?
One, this made the Force feel like a more tangible presence again that does require an amount of focus and effort. Because, you know, one of the things people dog the recent movies for is the Force is everything. It's whatever you want it to be. There's elements of that throughout the series to a degree, but I thought that just the physicality of representing the use of the Force and the emotional side of that within the performances made the Force itself feel like a more, if not tangible, just sort of lucid element of this.
Yeah, I thought they left a lot to just visuals. without relying on dialogue to really, like, you get just enough dialogue to communicate moments because there's so much tension here. Even with Owen and Kenobi, by the end of it, when they're looking at him doing his awesome lightsabering, the resolve that happens, and with Beru saying thank you, now he's accepted and trusted. Even though by the time you get to A New Hope, they're like, he's a crazy guy.
Yeah. We were cool for a little bit, and then he went off into the desert.
Want to see that one?
Yeah, I just want a series of these where it's just him going further and further into dementia.
I think what the ultimate dream would be for Jamie Costa, he stars in it, produced it, co-wrote it, and it's directed by Jason Satterland. And I think it'd be a really cool thing. You know, there's a lot of like things happening with that Obi-Wan show where I'm not sure which rumor to believe, if the production's all right or if they're, you know. I think it would be a great thing if they were able to do an episode of it because it really captured a lived-in experience of the world of Tatooine at this moment in time. Like you said, the people on the Empire were great. They cast that British guy, or at least the guy did a British accent for the captain character. I thought was a really solid performance. The guy who plays Owen, I thought was a great performance. Beru did a lot with very little to do. The Bond, this like young unspoken, what's that like imprint?
Imprinting of the lightsaber and Ben.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really appreciated this one.
Yeah.
It was beautiful in its mood the entire time, and the production design was great. I got nothing but praise for this.
These
Nothing
Star
but
Wars
praise.
fan films, man, like I'm sure there are a lot of great fan films of all varieties, but the Star Wars ones I've seen the most of, and there are some people very well deserving of a chance to make these on a big scale because on a small scale, look what they're doing, you know.
I saw fan films that take place in the world of Marriage Story, which were so good. Fan films that took place in the world of Requiem for a Dream.
My Dinner with Andre fan films.
There's so many great fan films out there, and all within the universes.
My Green Book fan film is gonna knock your socks.
Really good. Like, yeah, I mean, they just pass in the background when they're on the car.
Yeah, exactly. What would happen if there wasn't racism while they were going around?
Anyway, this is incredible. If you guys haven't seen it in full video format and only here, you're doing yourself a disservice. You should only be here for the reaction part.
Don't even bother with the discussion.
I'm not even talking to the audience. I'm talking to YouTube.
Listen here, machine.
So check them out. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell to get notified whenever we got a YouTube video up. Me and Life, you would hit that like button as well. Thank you to GPK for sponsoring this video. Last but not least, let's do a Pete Don. I want to shout this guy out specifically because Pete Don is an aspiring writer. He's setting out to write, like, I think 32 books this year. It's an absurd amount, but the guy is determined, willing, wildly creative. He also dabbles a lot in fan fiction himself. So watching someone who put fan fiction together like this for Star Wars, I just wanted to encourage you to keep on keeping on, going after the fan fiction, more so in the horror side of things. Use this as an inspirational tool. A lot of people are able to do this with crazy sci-fi. What's to stop you from doing it with smaller scale horror stories, buddy? Just keep it going, man, because I don't know many people who are attempting to write as much as you right now, who are staying disciplined. Don't be too hard on yourself if you start falling behind, because right now you're shooting for the stars. Before you know it, you're going to be landing on the moon, buddy. So I love you, man. We've had a lot of great conversations back and forth. I'm going to read that draft you sent over. Just want to say I appreciate you, dude. So thank you for being you. Keep on writing your fan fiction, and one day you'll see it made into a private Vimeo link video.
Yeah, when you write one about us.